Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's Meet the Board Nominees pitch session, where hopefully you're going to get a good insight to those members that have put their hands up to join the board ahead of our AGM in July. My name's Lauren Bell, General Manager at Wanneroo Business Association. Before we get started, I am just going to explain how this session is going to run today before I hand over to Nigel, our President, who will set the scene in terms of how the board structure lies and what positions are available before the AGM. So for those of you that have joined us this morning, thank you. You guys will have the chance to submit your questions live to the nominees this morning using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. So if you use the Q&A button, we'll be able to park your questions until the end and then direct them to the right people. So we encourage you to do that. If you've got any questions, you can either ask them anonymously or you can ask them with your details on, and we'll share them accordingly. So before we move on to hearing the pitches from the individual nominees, Nigel is about to give a bit of an introduction, as I said before, as to how the lay of the land lies ahead of the AGM and going into the voting on the 15th of July. So I'll hand over to you, Nigel.
Thanks, Lauren, and good morning, everyone. Everyone knows me by now, Nigel Santamaria, President of the WBA. Before we hear from each of the members nominating to join our Committee of Management, I just wanted to say thank you for placing your names forward and for your ongoing support to this wonderful association. Just to begin by setting the scene and cover off on the following items. We have 7 nominations for 5 available positions on the WBA Committee of Management. Our Secretary, Phil Oxenberg, is finishing his time in the WBA Committee after 4 years service, with nearly 2 of these in the role of Secretary. Phil, not sure if you're watching, but if you are, thank you for your commitment, hard work and contribution to the WBA, and we'll formally say our thank yous at the AGM. The WBA rules state office holders, where possible, be nominated from existing Committee of Management members to be decided by the committee. In this regard, following on from our last board meeting, the Committee of Management formally voted for the following people to fill the office holder roles. Andy Cale is mid-term in her role as committee member and has voted to step up into the role as Secretary to replace Phil. If Kasia Michevsky is successful in being re-elected to the Committee of Management at the AGM, the committee have decided Kasia will retain her role as Vice President. If Mike Pilkington is successful in being re-elected to the Committee of Management at the AGM, the committee have decided Mike will retain the role of Treasurer. If Kasia or Mike are unsuccessful in being re-elected, then the relevant office bearer role will remain vacant, to be decided at the first Committee of Management meeting post-AGM. So I'm looking forward to hearing from the nominees, so I'll hand it back to Lauren to get started. And if you have any questions about the AGM process, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. Thank you, Lauren.
Awesome. Thanks, Nigel. So now we've had a bit of an understanding on how everything looks moving into the AGM. We will move on to the individual pitches from each of the nominees. So if you're all ready, we are going to introduce them in alphabetical order from surname, which means Carmen, you will be up first. And I will leave it to all of you to introduce yourselves and your business and what you do. So Carmen, if you're ready, I'll start the timer and it's over to you.
Hi, my name is Carmen Patali and I run a business called Red Platypus, which is a content creation business, and I do this in partnership with my husband. We predominantly help other businesses with content creation, mainly in the online space. I'm passionate about helping small businesses and seeing them succeed. That's really what we aim to do on a day-to-day basis within our business. And we've worked all around the world in other co-working spaces. And what we've really realized is that when businesses are supported by other businesses and the local community, they really can thrive. And I feel like the WBA does this brilliantly, and I'd love to be a part of this in a greater capacity. I have experience in writing, PR, marketing. I was formerly a journalist, so I understand how the media operates and how to get businesses into the media successfully. I am a secretary on another committee at the moment, so I have a good understanding of how committees are run. And I want to be involved in the WBA because mainly the driving force is giving back to local businesses in the area. We were overseas pre-COVID and only returned at the beginning of 2020. And now that we're back, I really want to make a difference on a local level and work with those around us. The WBA, I believe, is the best business association in WA, testament to the lovely ladies who run it. And I feel like it's proactive in a rural community. And I just want to be a part of that. And regardless what happens today, I'm here to help, and I look forward to meeting you if I haven't already. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Heather Cole, who I'm just going to unmute if you can, Heather, please. There we go. Can we hear you?
Yep.
Over
Hi,
to
everybody.
you, Heather.
I'm Heather Cole. I run the Wanneroo, no, you run Wanneroo Business Association. I run the Northern Guide magazine, and I'm about to launch another little business, which will be Secret Squirrel for now. My passion, WBA, I guess, because it's the best business family in the world. I'm currently on the committee as head of marketing. I'm the one that walks around selling raffle tickets. And I got this from the girls last year. Can you read it? So, and that's the sort of thing I do. I like to make it fun. It's the best business family in the world. We all work together. Several passions: business to business, helping businesses out, and the local community. Do a lot of local community events, quiz nights, got a few more things in the pipeline, so all good fun. That's me in a nutshell, and you're lucky I didn't wear my cow onesie today.
Thank you, Heather. Short and sweet. Next up,
It's like me.
Next up, we've got Paul. I get you to unmute, Paul. I'll start the timer for you now.
Okay, I'm Paul Fox. I run Fox Mortgage Services. We're a small mortgage and finance brokerage in Kinross. We've been established for about 5.5 years now, grown from just me to me and 4 women in the office, which is, yes, I'll comment about that privately. The reason I want to be involved in the WBA is they actually really helped my business grow. They've given my business so much focus and helped me relate to other local businesses that I've really supported. So yeah, just it's such a fun. I did have a script written, so I've just completely ignored it. I think it's just fallen on the floor. But yeah, for those of you who've met me before, I don't take things too seriously. So that's probably one of my biggest faults, but also probably one of my greatest things about me as well. So I'm passionate about our local businesses. I'm passionate about, we do a lot of support for local charities and community groups. I do some one-to-one business training as well with some of the local businesses that we operate with, because when you start up a small business, it's really difficult to get that advice and that information that really helps you focus. So we have one-to-one sessions probably once a month with other small businesses, and we all get together and help each other grow and really direct where we should be going as businesses. It's easy to, there's my...
That's time, Paul.
Can I have another 20 minutes?
No, you can't. I'll mute you there. Thank you. Next up, we have Kasia.
Hi everyone, my name is Kasia Michevsky and I'm the Managing Director of IFA Recruitment, which is a Perth-based recruitment agency that offers a flat fee service. In terms of my journey with the WBA, after starting my business, I was looking for a supportive bunch of professionals and came across the wonderful WBA. So after being an active member, attending lots of events and workshops on offer, I wanted to give back to the association itself and the local community. And I was lucky enough to go onto the board in 2019 and stepped into the role of VP in 2020. In terms of myself and what I can bring to the role, apart from a difficult to pronounce first name and last name, I'm a small business owner myself, so I understand the struggles of ownership of your business and the highs and lows, particularly in the last couple of years, given everything that's happened, and all the hats that we have to wear on a daily basis. In terms of my background, I feel I've got a quite varied skill set, and I've always always been someone who's passionate about business and the people in them, from starting working as a kid in my parents' family automotive business to then working as a tax accountant for an international accounting firm, through to making the jump into the world of recruitment over 10 years ago and looking at the people aspect of organisations. It's been an absolute privilege to be on the board so far and the subcommittees, and I'd love to continue that journey and work alongside some really passionate people. Thanks, Lauren.
Awesome. Closest one yet, I think, in terms of time, so someone's been practicing there. Next up we have Mike. I'll just get you to...
Morning, everybody. Mike Wilkinson. Sorry, get rid of that. Mike Wilkinson from Asset Financial Accounting. We're local tax accountants. Our business is based in Wanneroo. We established ourselves 12 years ago here in the Shire. We've been long-term residency within Wanneroo as well. I've been on the board with WBA for 2 years now. Last year as treasurer, having taken over from Nigel. As an accountant, obviously I can offer a lot of assistance to the WBA in terms of how we do our accounting, our compliance, etc. I've had 8 years as board member with other boards along the way as well, so a fair bit of experience in the background. My nomination isn't for personal value, it's certainly for the WBA and its members. I do enjoy giving back, so for me it's about community spirit, what I can give back to the WBA and how I can assist them and their members in making their businesses more profitable and moving forward. I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody's got anything, and best of luck to the other candidates as well. Thanks, Laura.
Awesome, thanks, Mike. And next up we have Rebecca. I'll get you to unmute yourself. Perfect.
Good morning, I'm Rebecca Turner. I'm the Allied Health Precinct Manager at Business Station. I've worked for Business Station for the past 2 years, initially in a marketing capacity, and now I'm in a facility management role in Wanneroo. I've worked, since I've been here, I've worked across a number of business support programs. So I have a good idea of what's worked, what resonates well with business owners, and areas that might be lacking in the industry currently, which I think will help me provide insights to the WBA so that they can continue providing the invaluable services that we all appreciate as members. Personally, I have a degree in marketing and communications and have over 7 years experience. I've worked across several sectors, including public, private, and not-for-profit. I think my top 3 strengths are my ability to problem solve, my communication skills, and my natural curiosity. I'm not afraid to ask questions, to research, or continue searching for answers until the results are clear. I've nominated for the WBA committee, mostly because I love the members, but also because I'm passionate about small business. Growing up in a small country town, the support local mentality is something that's been with me for as long as I can remember. I've pursued a career in providing support to small businesses, and joining the WBA will enable me to pursue this passion and work closely with small businesses in my direct area. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you, Rebecca. And last but not least, we have Martin. I'll just get you to unmute yourself. Over to you.
All right. So, dear President and Wanneroo Business Association board members, I work for CSC Uniserve, which provides electrical mining solutions in WA and across the globe. My value proposition to you is four-sided, that is of balance, expertise, local and people. What is my balance? To complement existing sole traders and small business members with added knowledge as a strategic thinker, a passion and vision, the inclusion of society and business desires. What is my expertise? For 30 years of commercial, industrial, sales and management expertise, reaching from the frontline operators right up to CEOs. My business acumen and a wealth of proven experience and fresh learnings. What is my local? Living in Hocking for 10 years and a strong City of Wanneroo supporter, noting footpath and disability access and more public space is what I've worked on. And also I work with Wangara and Joondalup Enterprises. What is people? It is my last pillar, but equally my first. I embellish working with all people to enhance individuals in society. The WBA is an ideal platform to seed my energy for a prosperous Wanneroo and our WBA members. Therefore, balance, expertise, local and people is how you pronounce my name, being Zyderwake. That's it.
Thank you, Martin. Perfect. All right, we have got a few questions coming through. So for those of you that are sat watching in the office, please click the Q&A button now so that we can start running through some of these. We're not going to have the time to direct them to everyone, but I'll try and balance it out across you all. The first question we have, which I will ask to Mike and Paul, if that's okay. How do you feel you can contribute to the WBA by being on the committee? So Mike, we'll go to you first, please.
Thanks, Lauren. Certainly as an accountant with qualifications and 20 or 30 odd years experience as an accountant, I've got the experience to be able to guide the WBA in terms of their financial management. I certainly made a couple of changes on the way through, and I'm obviously available to help any small members who may be looking for assistance, although that is only secondary to my role. My primary focus is obviously the support of the WBA and its members. And I believe that's how I can add value within the association.
Perfect, thank you, Mike. Same question across to Paul. Just get you to unmute yourself, Paul.
There we go. Right. Establishing a small business from scratch as a startup and developing it over the last 5 years into a very successful small business, employing staff, has given me lots of skills and enabled me to meet many challenges, especially over the last few years economically. And our business, especially with the Royal Commission, has gone through multiple changes. So being able to adapt and grow and keep on going and focusing, I think has given me a lot of insight into how small businesses can operate. So I'm happy to share, my experiences and give guidance to new members, because it's very daunting. And, I speak to quite a few small businesses and ask them why they're not members of WBA. And it's confidence, people going out there and presenting themselves and their businesses takes a lot. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone, and sometimes, having somebody friendly and helpful to assist in that can really add confidence to your business.
Awesome, thank you, Paul. The next question is quite simply, why Wanneroo Business Association? And we'll put that to Rebecca and Kasia, if that's okay. Rebecca, you first.
Thank you. So Wanneroo Business Association, I feel, has one of the most engaged group of members. In my role at Business Station over the last couple of years, I've been exposed to quite a wide number of other business associations, other industry groups, and other kind of community-based business support groups. And I haven't come across any that do networking events and do business support as well as the WBA. I've met a lot of new people. I've made a lot of new connections through attending the events. So from a business perspective in my role, I have found the WBA to be very beneficial. So that's why I chose the WBA, because of my passion for small business, and I'd just like to be able to give back to the members that have supported me and the association that has supported me.
Awesome, thank you, Rebecca. And Kasia, the same question to you.
Oh God, where do you start? So I guess first of all, I am a local to the city of Wanneroo, so I am passionate about the WBA and have been actively involved for quite some time. In terms of why WBA, well, the interaction and engagement is absolutely next level. The professional get up and consistency of the events and caliber of people that you get to meet on a daily basis, variety of services and different offerings that we have, whether it's coffee catch-ups, whether it's training, whether it's sundowners, there's something for everyone. Really good support from City of Wanneroo. That's really important for a business association, I feel, as well. And feel that we're really agile and adaptable, and we've seen that over the COVID timeframe, how we moved everything online. And most importantly, obviously working in recruitment as well, it's the people. So not only do we have amazing staff with Lauren and Kelly, a really great board that's passionate about what they do, but every single member, and you can see that in our Facebook group. So I know that there's plenty of other associations who would love to have as many members engaged and as interactive as ours are.
Excellent, thank you. The next question I'm going to direct to Carmen and Martin. So I am working my way through the order you appear on my screen in terms of how these questions are being directed. This question is from Stephen Windsor. What do you think the WBA does best, and what could we do it better? And I'll pop that to Carmen first, if that's all right.
So I think the WBA is really great at recruiting new members, and that's a testament to how quickly it has grown. And not just members, but they're also really engaged. So you see it at events, like lots and lots of people turn up, especially, won't mention other names, but in comparison to other business associations, sometimes there'll be only like 3 people turn up, whereas, you know, Wanneroo Business Association constantly and consistently, there are lots of people showing up. And the other thing is that the community that has been built around this is so great to see members helping each other actively, referring to one another and passing business along. What could they do better? This is a hard one because I think you're already doing such a great job. I know that Lauren and Kelly are brilliant at listening to feedback, and for example, with the recent the Imandari, what was it called? The Expo, sorry, blank. They did a survey afterwards to see how they can improve, and they just and then they'll improve on that next year, and they do it every year, which is why it's grown so well. In terms of what they could do better, perhaps I mean, I think there's like over 400 members now, and maybe just making sure all of those members are engaged, because I know a lot of people sign up but they don't necessarily come to an event or connect with other members on a monthly basis. So maybe we could have some incentives or other ways to encourage these members to be more engaged, because that will just make the association bigger and better.
Excellent. Thank you, Carmen. And the same question to Martin.
Thank you. I think the first part's been covered both in the speeches and the replies. The WBA is operational, it's very active, it's dynamic, good membership. What it can do better is for tomorrow. We speak of small and little enterprise, which is fundamental, and I respect that. But the city of Wanneroo is growing. There's new industrial park being launched, IT section. So what I'd like to do better is move from small to medium or to enterprise and really focus on making the next round. You can only do so many network meetings, so many sundowners, and it gets to a point where people lose or is a diminishing value. So my focus would be to really support and develop the vision to move from a small to a solid or whatever the term may be, as in a substantial choice between north and south, east and west of Perth Metro in general. So to move from a centric internal focus to more of a leader in the northern suburbs.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Martin. The next question will go to Heather and Mike, please. And that is again from Stephen Windsor. What do you see as the most important qualities to bring to the board of the Business Association? We'll go to Heather first, if that's all right.
Really, the most important thing is you've got to have a passion and compassion for your other members of the WBA. Listen, help them out. You're not always there to get business. You're there just to build them up, help them out where you can. What was the question, Lauren?
What do you see as the most important quality to bring to the board?
Be yourself. Don't do airs and graces. You know, I mean, I'm me. I'm like Foxy. I don't take life too seriously. You know, just go for it. Be yourself. Help out where you can, and if you can't help, put them onto somebody that can.
Yeah,
that's
excellent.
it.
Thank you, Heather. And Mike, the same question to you. Just get you to unmute yourself. Perfect.
Thanks, Lauren. Certainly from my perspective, I think we did and do need a level of professionalism. I think we are representing the most forward-thinking business association, certainly within WA. We need to carry that professionalism across. Yes, we're all humans. We've all got a sense of humour. That's all important. But I think at the end of the day, we've got to bring an experience, a life experience, a professional experience that we can offer to our fellow members as well as our board members. We need to be able to support each other, be able to do our job within the association professionally, and I say job loosely, this is a volunteer position, but certainly we need to be able to respect each other, respect our members, be able to have honest and open conversations with each other, and just bring our personal and business experiences to the board.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. There's a couple of questions come through with the same theme, so I'll just bundle those together. I'll ask this one to Paul, Rebecca, and Kasia, if I can. Where do you see the WBA in the next year? I'll go to Paul first.
Well, there's been amazing growth, isn't it, membership-wise, and the number of events and networking events that the association does and that benefit the members. And I think as long as that continues to go and it continues to promote local businesses, it's going to be, well, it'll continue to be a success. I don't think there's any major changes to the WBA. What they're doing now provides great benefit to its members and the local community. So a continuation really of what's happening and an expansion of the member base.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Paul. Same question to Rebecca. Where do you see the WBA in the next year?
Thank you, Lauren. I think what I have been seeing in my role and across Business Station is kind of a shift in the way small business owners are engaging with education. So a lot of small business owners obviously wear a lot of hats. They're really busy, they're really time poor. They certainly recognise the opportunity for skill growth and development, but the way that they're accessing that is changing. I think that could be because everyone went online last year. So people are kind of realising that online learning is a lot easier and a lot more effective than what they may have thought previously. So perhaps some shorter snippets, maybe, some bite-sized learning chunks that are offered from the WBA, which are, in partnership or a continuation of some of the face-to-face workshops might be a great opportunity to provide value. That could even be just short snippet videos from some of our members. So like, hey, I'm Beck, here's 5 minutes of some insights about my business and how I can help you. Or so bite-sized learning and online learning, I think, is the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. And Kasia, last one for that question.
Look, I'd completely agree with Rebecca in regards to further training opportunities. Personally, I feel that we are really on the right track, and I think we do utilise the membership surveys to get input from our members to find out about their experience and what else they would like to see. I, for one, would love to see more growth and even more diversification within the membership. Although it's great to get new members and we need to be sustainable, that's a given. I do believe it's really important that as we grow, that we remain relevant, we remain as proactive as we are, and also that we maintain and keep that business family feel, which I think really makes us stand out from the others. So doing more of what we're doing while supporting the current membership base, and that's really that.
Excellent. Thank you, Kasia. I've got a question from John Denton. If there's anyone else watching that wanted to ask any questions, please shoot them through now. This one I'm going to ask to the last three, so everyone's answered two. So for Carmen, Martin and Heather, John Denton is asking, what do you believe is the #1 challenge facing small business at the moment, and how do you think the WBA can help? And we'll go to Carmen first on that one, please.
Sure. I think the #1 challenge facing small businesses at the moment is uncertainty brought on by COVID. So we're not sure if we're going to go into another lockdown. We're not sure what the future holds. We've never really faced this kind of dilemma in the market before. And I think that this uncertainty can be really detrimental to businesses because they need to plan, but they don't know how to plan. So I think the WBA did a great thing during COVID last year where they gave out, they worked with the city of Wanneroo to help businesses by providing marketing assistance and other sorts of assistance. And I think we could just stay on that track and keep helping these businesses. And another challenge I think that businesses are facing is about how to get their staff to work from home and online and move into that space. And this can be really overwhelming for small businesses if they don't have a lot of IT support. So training and continuing to hold workshops in that space and informing businesses on how they can, get systems online and in the cloud and helping their staff to access everything remotely, I think that would be really beneficial as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Carmen. Same question, Martin, to you. The #1 challenge facing small business, how the WBA can help.
I think there's been quite a lot of disruption with COVID, so it's the post-COVID and there's no real roadmap clearly for small business today, what that may be with borders and technology and associations. So I think the biggest thing with the WBA can stand is come back face to face, get people with face-to-face discussions and find out what their particular needs are, be it cloud or technology or training. But I think it's a little bit of uncertainty, and those small groups will look to associations, local associations like WBA, to actually lead the way. So I think the number one need is connection and having some certainty at a local and practical level, and that's what the WBA can probably foremost is supply that.
Excellent. Thanks, Martin. And Heather, same question to you.
There we go, unmuted. I think one of the biggest challenges at the moment is a lot of people, not just with COVID and everything that's been covered, they don't know where to go for support, where to start when it comes to a business. Whereas the WBA is the one-stop shop. You know, they can contact Lauren or Kelly and they go, look, I want to start this business. How do I go about it? You don't have to be a member to ask the questions. And then Lauren can then put them in touch with a member who can guide them through the process. And again, with any other thing that they need to know, you know, it could be, who do I go to banking? Who do I go for printing? Which is what the WBA is. We all work together as a family, and the more support we provide with each other, whether it's existing members, new businesses, old businesses, so long as we all work together and support each other, we'll get through it.
Excellent, thank you. I might just finish just by going around to each of you, because there's a few questions that came through as well. Just for you all to give one short reason as to why you've nominated to join the board. I know we've covered that a little bit, but maybe it could be your personal development reasons or because you want to give back. There's different reasons. So just a quick short reason as to why you're nominating for the committee, because that question's come through quite a few times. So we'll start with Mike and run through if that's okay.
Thanks, Lauren. Certainly from my perspective, it's a matter of giving back. I've drawn a lot of inspiration and motivation from other small businesses, other networking organizations. Certainly WBA is one of the key pins in my networking activities. So for me, it's about giving back, being able to share my knowledge with the WBA and its members. So I appreciate the opportunity and thank you for listening to us. Thank you. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you, Mike. And Paul?
For me, similar. I do just want to give back. I've had lots of help and lots of support and lots of referrals from the WBA. So for that, I really appreciate it. And I think it's just time that I stood up and helped other people out.
Yeah, excellent. And Rebecca?
Thank you. I think there's two key reasons. First is certainly professional development. I'd really like to learn more about how the association runs, what it's like being on a board, because this is the first time that I've nominated to be on a board. And then the second is so that I can learn a bit more about the local businesses in Wanneroo. I'm quite exposed to them through my current position, but I feel like the small business landscape is continuously changing. And so I can continue learning about that landscape by being involved with the WBA.
Thank you, Rebecca. And Kasia?
Look, mine is also really to give back to the association. The association helped me build my business when I was starting out. I've got referrals and I've got some really amazing friendships out of the association as well. So I think it's putting a bit of time and using the knowledge that I have is one way that I can give back to the WBA. So that's really my reasons behind it.
Perfect. And Carmen?
Yeah, mine is also to give back. I think being a business owner can sometimes be quite lonely, and it's nice to continue to make those connections. Also, just would like to share my skills with other people. And I think that by being part of the committee, you know, it really keeps the finger on the pulse to see what businesses are struggling with at the moment, so that I can tailor my messaging and my assistance to make sure that it's relevant to businesses that are working within the local community.
Thank you, Carmen. And Martin?
And mine would be to really complement the WBA. There's a lot of small and good business people here with a lot of operational knowledge, so I'd like to enhance that. I'm really focused about tomorrow and where the association, our community will be. I think that's a really good thing. And through my background, I bring a lot of diversity, I believe, in certain areas to enhance and make a stronger outcome. So it's a team aspect, and I'd like to really support all the people in this group.
Thank you, Martin. And last but not least, Heather.
Yay, me. Okay, well, personal development. 4 years ago, when I came to my first WBA coffee catch-up, I was like, I didn't know what to do, but it was just so warm and welcoming. And my confidence level has grown. My knowledge of how to run a business has grown. I made so many new friends. Being on the marketing committee as well, heading that up, we have done some fabulous campaigns throughout the 2 years I've been on, and we have got some awesome stuff that we're working on for the next financial year, which we're not going to tell you about yet.
Excellent. Right. Thank you, Heather. So that brings the Q&A aspect of the session to an end. You can all relax. I'll hand over to Nigel, who'll do a quick summary and thank you all and a bit of a close.
Thank you, Lauren, and thank you to the panelists and the nominees in terms of your respective pitches. It's great to hear the passion that comes out in your voices with regards to giving back, the WBA small business, local business, and business family. So really excited to see how we take this this step forward for the WBA. Also, thank you to all the attendees of this Zoom meeting with regards to the questions and some equally great answers from the nominees as well. So I wish all of you the very best in terms of the nomination. Please register for the AGM, which is on the 15th of July, and to cast your vote in terms of who you believe is the best 5 people for the WBA board. But for the 2 that will probably be unsuccessful, I encourage you to stay connected with us and perhaps even be on the subcommittees that we already have. So thank you for tuning in, and I wish you all the best again and have a great day.
Excellent. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.